Hey everybody, how y'all are? Welcome to this week's edition of No Dust Monday, which is actually happening on a Tuesday, because Monday was spent working on my most beautiful and loving wife's computer. So, that's the way it is. There are people who ask me what do I do on my No Dust Mondays, because I can't make dust, of course. There's a lot of things that you do around the shop. Clean up, vacuum. You know, you don't want to brush stuff around too much to raise a cloud, but a little bit of vacuuming will work once in a while. Organizing a little bit, revamping, figuring out what I need to do next and things like that. But there's always something. For example, this time around, I had a couple of blades that I had pulled out, and so I went ahead and cleaned them. They're drying outside. I use a lot of softwood, especially yellow pine, and they gum up a blade really bad. And it will get to the point that if you allow it to get gummed up bad enough, you'll think that they're dull, and you'll have to take them in to get them sharpened. Well, I clean them a lot, usually after every project or two. What I'll do is I'll go in, I'll run them, and if they look like they're starting to get kind of gamey looking, I'll pull it and I'll set it on the side if I'm in the middle of a project, put another blade in, and I use it. And then when I'm done with that project, on a Monday, or laundry day, whichever day it happens to be, I'll go ahead and clean the blades. It's not hard to do. I use simple green, mixed 50-50 with water. I'll soak them for about 15 minutes. And I've got an old beat up little brass brush from Harbor Freight that I take and I scrub them down. I may miss a few spots every once in a while, but I do it often enough that they're not there very long. And they stay sharp. They cut good. They give me good edges. I don't get any kind of blade flexes or anything like that because it's not sticking. And then I rinse them off, of course. And after I do that, I leave them out to dry. Once they're dry, I shoot them down with a little WD-40. Allow that to dry, and then I go and I hang them back on the back of the my saw box, and they're ready for the next time I use them. I've got 4 blades, and each one's a different brand, and most probably my best brand is Diablo. And as they get to the point that after cleaning them they're dull and they aren't any good, I may go in and get them sharpened, I may not. If they're sharpenable, I'll go ahead and get them sharpened and try to get a little bit longer life out of them. But I'm running relatively cheap blades. They're less than $50. I try to stay under $50 right now. But eventually, if I start getting more expensive blades, I'll make sure that I'll be sharpening them. I'm trying to get the biggest life that I can out of them. A Diablo blade is probably my most expensive, and I think those are like $40. The other two came with the saw, so I got a Delta, and on the Foldy saw, which is an Irwin, it's got an Irwin blade. That's been a pretty good blade. It worked pretty good. I cleaned it all up. It's on its like 3rd or 4th cleaning, and it's still cutting good. And now that I've got it in the Foldy saw, I'm not using it that often, so it'll be a long time before I have to clean that one again. And I'm also doing something that was a tip that came from Mr. Mustache Mike of Stumpy Nubs fame, where he says there's a problem with these things being slick, and they're hard to grip, when you take them down, especially on some days when my hands aren't working good. They're actually harder to take apart than they are to put it back together. So, a cheap fix is to get a roll of this liner and cut them in pieces and glue them around the handles, and they'll give you some grippy surface. Now I don't know if it's because it is a grippy kind of material, or if it's just because of the texture, but it works. So what I've been doing is I went and I cut them all. They're all the same length. They're 2 inches, and they fit on my clamps. They fit in the grasping areas where I use them. So I just take some contact cement. It takes a lot of contact cement, and spread it out, and put it on there. Put a little bit of blue tape on them to let them dry, and we'll be good to go again. So this is my No Dust Tuesday. No, my No Dust Tuesday project this week. I'm going to try to get as many of these clamps done as I can and set up. I've got a few that are being used that will eventually get done. I also have some grippy. I've lost the clamps of these things, and I bought some from Harbor Freight that were supposed to go over the top, that are like the originals, and they don't work that well. So I'm going to try, and I'll let you know how it works. I'm going to try to glue using the contact cement. It's a grippier material that I found over at either Michael's or one of those kind of craft store places. And I'm going to glue it to here just to see. And I'm not worried about the grippiness as much as I wanted to keep from marking my work when if I crank down on these. And I don't know why I keep going for these quick grips. I've got all kinds of these things. I've got them from Harbor Freight, which aren't the greatest, but for like glue ups and stuff like that, they don't put a whole lot of pressure on it. Or if I want to put something someplace and just hold them and not hold them real tight, they work good. But I prefer the screw clamps. I think they call these F-style or whatever they call them. But that's about it. Just as another update, I'm still working on my box project, still cutting finger joints, and I'll be back to that probably tomorrow. I'm making a case to replace the box that's falling apart on my oscillating tool machine. Won't be much on that. Just a couple pictures here. This is how it looks, things like that. Another little quickie project deal. That's about it. I did put up a few. Oh man, it was like a blitz. I put a bunch out Sunday night that went up Monday morning. That are there's a project video in there. Did my stool and a few other things. So at least you got something to watch. Otherwise, that's about it. So until next time, see ya.